In the year 2000, inside a corporate boardroom filled with confidence and certainty, one of the most powerful companies in entertainment made a decision that would quietly seal its fate. A small startup walked in with a simple proposal: buy us for $50 million. The executives smiled. They declined. At the time, Blockbuster was worth billions. The startup was burning cash. 10 years later, Blockbuster was bankrupt. The startup was Netflix. This is not a story about technology moving too fast. This is a story about power, denial, and what happens when success blinds a company to the future. To understand Blockbuster's fall, you first have to understand just how dominant it once was. In the 1980s and early 1990s, home entertainment meant one thing: physical media. Movies lived on VHS tapes. Watching a film required effort. You had to leave your house, drive to a store, hope the movie was in stock, and return it on time. Blockbuster entered this world in 1985 in professionalized chaos. Before Blockbuster, video rental stores were small, inconsistent, and often poorly organized. Blockbuster introduced scale, bright lighting, wide aisles, massive inventories, computerized tracking systems. Customers trusted that if a movie existed, Blockbuster probably had it. The timing was perfect. VCR ownership in the United States exploded. Hollywood studios embraced home video as a new profit engine. Families built routines around Friday night rentals. Blockbuster wasn't just a store. It became part of American culture. By the early 1990s, Blockbuster was expanding at an extraordinary pace. New locations opened almost daily. Its brand became synonymous with movie night. In 1994, media giant Viacom acquired Blockbuster for $8.4 billion, believing it had secured a permanent position at the center of home entertainment. But hidden beneath the growth was a fragile assumption that customers would always come to the store. Blockbuster didn't make most of its money from renting movies. It made money from late fees. Customers paid a low rental price, but missed deadlines triggered penalties that quietly added up. At its peak, late fees generated hundreds of millions of dollars annually. This created a powerful incentive structure. The company optimized everything around physical returns, store layouts, employee training, inventory systems, all designed to maximize foot traffic and enforce deadlines. The more stores Blockbuster opened, the more control it had over customer behavior. From a financial perspective, it was brilliant. From a strategic perspective, it created dependency. Blockbuster's profits relied on customer inconvenience. Any innovation that removed friction, online ordering, subscriptions, digital delivery, threatened the core revenue engine. That tension would define every decision the company made in the years ahead. In the late 1990s, the internet began reshaping consumer expectations. E-commerce companies like Amazon proved that people were willing to wait for delivery in exchange for convenience. DVDs replaced VHS tapes, making shipping practical and cheap. In 1997, Netflix launched with a simple idea: rent DVDs by mail. No stores, no late fees. Customers ordered online, received discs at home, and returned them whenever they wanted. At first, Netflix struggled. The company lost money. Shipping costs were high. The customer base was small. From Blockbuster's perspective, Netflix looked insignificant. Blockbuster executives believed their scale protected them. They had brand recognition, studio relationships, and thousands of physical locations. Netflix had warehouses and an unproven model. This is where the story could have ended differently. In 2000, Netflix approached Blockbuster with an offer. Netflix wanted Blockbuster to acquire the company for approximately $50 million and run its online operations. Netflix's founders believed Blockbuster could use its brand to scale digital rentals quickly. Blockbuster declined. The reasoning was simple. Online rentals were not profitable. Physical stores were. Streaming technology was immature. Internet speeds were slow. From a short-term financial perspective, The deal made little sense. But strategic decisions are not about today's balance sheet, okay? They are about tomorrow's reality. Blockbuster saw Netflix as a service for a niche audience. Netflix saw Blockbuster as a company trapped by its own success. Only one of them was right. Inside Blockbuster, the threat was not invisible. Some executives understood the risk. Experiments with online rentals began. Pilot programs tested subscriptions, but every innovation created internal resistance. If customers rented online, stores lost traffic. If late fees disappeared, profits collapsed. Movies streamed digitally. Physical inventory became worthless. Blockbuster was not failing to innovate because it lacked ideas. It was failing because innovation conflicted with its existing cash flow. This is a classic corporate dilemma. Protect the current business or disrupt it before someone else does. Blockbuster chose protection. While Blockbuster hesitated, Netflix iterated. It introduced a subscription model allowing customers to keep DVDs as long as they wanted. It invested heavily in logistics, reducing delivery times. It collected user data to improve recommendations, increasing engagement and retention. Netflix was not just renting movies, it was learning about customer behavior. By the mid-2000s, Netflix had built something Blockbuster never had, a direct digital relationship with its customers. No stores, no clerks, no physical pressure points, and then broadband internet reached critical mass. In 2005, under pressure from declining customer satisfaction, Blockbuster announced the elimination of late fees. The move was marketed as customer-friendly. In reality, it was desperate. Late fees had accounted for a significant portion of revenue. Removing them without replacing the business model created a financial hole the company could not fill. Worse, the announcement was misleading. Customers still faced replacement fees if movies weren't returned quickly. Trust eroded. Profits fell. The core problem remained unsolved. Blockbuster tried to match Netflix's subscription model while maintaining thousands of stores. The cost structure became unsustainable. In 2007, Netflix introduced a streaming video. At first, the library was limited. The quality was low. But the implication was massive. Movies no longer required physical delivery at all. Blockbuster attempted to respond. But streaming required technology, investment, licensing negotiations, and a willingness to cannibalize the existing model. Netflix embraced cannibalization. Blockbuster feared it. By the time Blockbuster took streaming seriously, Netflix had already built infrastructure, brand loyalty, and content pipelines. The gap widened rapidly. Blockbuster carried heavy debt from years of expansion and corporate restructuring. Declining revenues made servicing that debt increasingly difficult. Store closures accelerated. Competitors emerged. Redbox offered cheap kiosks. Netflix offered unlimited convenience. Each year, Blockbuster lost relevance. Customers didn't leave overnight. They simply stopped coming back. In 2010, Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy with over $1 billion in debt. The company that once defined home entertainment collapsed quietly, store by store. Tens of thousands of employees lost their jobs. Investors were wiped out. Entire retail districts changed as stores closed. Netflix, once nearly acquired for $50 million, became a global entertainment powerhouse worth hundreds of billions at its peak. The market did not punish Blockbuster for failing to predict the future. It punished Blockbuster for refusing to accept it. Blockbuster's failure was not caused by technology alone. It was caused by incentives. The company optimized for short-term profit and long-term stability that no longer existed. It didn't lose customers because people stopped loving movies. It lost them because convenience, control, and choice shifted power away from physical intermediaries. In financial history, disruption rarely looks dangerous at first. It looks small, unprofitable, easy to ignore, till it isn't. Blockbuster had the brand, the capital, and the opportunity to shape the future of entertainment. What it lacked was the willingness to abandon the past. Markets don't destroy companies overnight. They wait patiently while companies destroy themselves. And by the time the future becomes obvious, it's already too late.